It involves a soldier who lost his penis in an explosion, but received a new one from a donor. This veteran was involved in an explosion overseas. It left him without legs, also without his genitalia, obviously very tragic. Years later, he ended up being a candidate for a penile transplant. Now, this is obviously a groundbreaking procedure. Only a few people have ever received this or undergone this. This occurred at Johns Hopkins. 14-hour-long surgery, literally attached a donor's penis, including the scrotum. And I mean, to be honest with you, we've talked a lot, even about face transplants on the show, but
hand transplants,
but this is the first I have heard of penile transplants being successful. Can you talk about this and what makes it groundbreaking?
The penis is a very difficult structure to surgically reconstruct or reproduce because a replacement penis not only has to look right, it has to act right. It has to rise to the occasion and then go down again, and it has to pee, and it has to give a coherent stream. So there's a lot of different functional components that make a penis reconstruction a lot more complex than, say, a breast reconstruction. And it took a lot of trial, it took a lot of study, a lot of anatomical research to get this right. But now they're able to do it, but it is a very complex operation. 14 hours at one of the world's most prestigious institutions, multidisciplinary team. But in fact, now we have this capability to offer people who are devastated by war or by disease, penis cancer, or other devastating injuries to the penis. The penis transplant involves not just transplanting the penis, but also an entire region of skin and fat around the penis as well as the scrotum. Blood vessels down to the size of a few millimeters have to be reconnected, and very tiny nerves have to be reconnected. The urethra itself has to be reconnected that carries the pee. And all of these structures have to be reconnected precisely for all of these different functions to work. Another aspect of this is whether or not it will be rejected. And so in order to maintain a transplanted organ, you have to be on a series of medications to prevent rejection. And a very innovative approach they took here was reducing the burden, the need for all those medications by also transplanting some of the immune cells from the donor to the recipient. So his immune system is more used to this transplanted penis, and he only has to take a small amount of medication and has a much lower risk of rejection.
So Dr. Spitz, as far as you know, is this recipient, is everything functional then? Is it kind of working as it should?
Well, as far as the last update that I read about in the general press, he was getting sensation back and everything was healthy. As far as full sexual recovery, I really am not aware of what his status is yet, but I can tell you from my experience actually having to put penises back on that were cut off, which I've done on a couple of occasions, they do recover full function. So it is entirely probable that penile transplant penises will recover function as well. And also, I just want to point out, let's think about the donor here too. I mean, this is really the ultimate gift. And the more we can destigmatize this part of the body, the more it will liberalize the availability of these grafts for other men who suffer from these injuries.
You make a great point, and these injuries are becoming all too common with these explosive devices, particularly in the military. And let's just hope that this procedure is perfected so that it can be done more and more. Dr. Spitz, we really appreciate you weighing in on both of these topics.
Thank you.
Great to be here.